Are you?
And if we did have this type of relationship where I was kicking it with them and they don't like me, it's because they did some whole shit and I don't fuck with them no more. And for me to not fuck with you no more, that mean a lot because you're not gonna find another nigga like me. You will never find it again. 5,000 years.
About that deadly shooting that we first told you about yesterday morning. We've learned the victim is the manager and aunt of nationally known Detroit rapper T. Grizzley.
Kimberly, tonight we know the Detroit rapper was one of 3 people inside that car when the shots went off. Now, in that shooting, the rapper's aunt died, but he was not injured.
Deep down, every single one of us wants power, respect, peace, control, whatever you want to call it. Most people draw a line. Some people move the line when nobody's looking. And then there's that very small group who will erase the line completely, lie to your face, betray their own blood, even take a life if it means staying on top. Today, we're going inside one of the darkest rumors ever attached to a major rapper, T. Grizzley. A Detroit superstar's aunt, his manager, his ride or die, the woman who raised his career from zero, gunned down in an Uber, minutes after he gets out of the same car. Whispers say she was pregnant by him. And the man now on trial for pulling the trigger? Connected to one of T. Grizzley's own groomsmen. This isn't just a murder story of Jobina Brown. This is betrayal, secrets, and blood money on a level most people can't even imagine. If you're ready for something that's going to leave your jaw on the floor, drop a like right now so this reaches more people. Let us know where you're watching from. I will be in the comments to connect. Remember to subscribe and turn on notifications, so when updates drop, you'll hear it here first. Trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming. So where did this all started and how did we get to this? Let's find out. Back in the 1960s, Detroit really was the arsenal of democracy. Black families were buying brick homes on the west side with one paycheck from Ford or GM. You could raise 6 kids, own 2 cars, and still take the family up north every summer. Motown put the city on the map worldwide. Temptations, Supremes, Marvin Gaye, all from these same streets. Then 1973 hit. Oil embargo, recession. Plants started closing. By 250,000 jobs gone in a decade. Whole neighborhoods on the east and west side turned into war zones overnight. Crack arrived in '85 and the murder rate doubled, then tripled. Kids who should have been worrying about prom were learning how to duck bullets on the way to school. That pain got passed down like DNA. Terry Sanchez Wallace, T. Grizzley, was born March 23, 1994, right in the middle of that fallout. West Side, Joy Road area. His father was murdered when he was barely walking. His mother got 20 years for drug trafficking when he was still in elementary school. Grandma raised him, but the streets were always right outside the door. No father figure, mom gone. Only 2 choices, fold or fight. He chose to fight, first with robbery crews in Kentucky.
Detroit 911. Yes, I'm right here at the gas station on Warren and Southfield.
Then with a pen and a microphone when he came home. First Day Out wasn't just a song. It was the sound of every kid who grew up in that post-industrial graveyard screaming, "I'm still here." But every scream has an echo. And sometimes that echo comes back as 8 gunshots through an Uber window. Because the same streets that made T. Grizzley a millionaire are the same streets that took the woman he called his aunt. And that's where this story really begins.
I talked to her, I didn't hear what she was saying. Oh, she couldn't really form no words. You know what I'm saying? But, like, niggas was coming for me because they opened my door. Okay. And was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times, though.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from, but it ain't even matter where it came from. I felt.
By high school, T was a straight-A student with a full ride to Michigan State on the table. But the West Side doesn't let go that easy. He linked up with a robbery crew, hit dorm rooms in Kentucky, and by 2014 he was staring down 15 years in a Michigan State pen. That's when everything shifted. He'd messed around with raps since he was 11, freestyling in the hallway, nothing serious. But prison? That was different. No mom, no dad, just walls and regrets. His grandma sent him a beat tape. One night, staring at the concrete, he picked up a pen. Words poured out. The stick-ups, the betrayal, the ache of losing family to the same game. He wrote verses on whatever he could find, napkins, margins of letters. And right there, in that cell, first day out was born. Not some party track, a raw confession.
All and fought for your life. Being broke did something to my spirit. Ass niggas to plug me. They act like they couldn't hear.
Parole came October 18th, 2016. Less than a month later, he hit record. Dropped it November 10th. 10 million views in a week. LeBron shared it courtside. Jay-Z FaceTimed him. 300 Entertainment flew in the next day from Grandma's Florida features with Meek Mill and Lil Durk. 500,000 first-week sales on My Moment. The West Side Kid was a millionaire by 2018. And the entire time, one woman was glued to his side, Jobina Brown, JB. Everyone called her his aunt, but the paperwork never matched. Some said she was a cousin by marriage. Others said the word aunt was just Detroit respect for an older woman who held you down. What nobody argued was her role: manager, stylist, driver, bank, therapist, everything. She booked the shows, counted the money, fixed his do-rag in the studio, and kept the leaks away. In every acceptance speech, every interview, T shouted her out like blood. But in Detroit, when the money gets big and the secrets get heavy, family titles start to blur, and sometimes they break, which makes what happened next so hard to swallow. Because on August 27th, 2019, 8 bullets tore through the car she was sitting in. August 27th, 2019. Just another humid Detroit summer night. T and JB are riding in a black Chrysler 300 coming back from the studio. They pull up on the 3600 block of 3 Mile Drive, east side, right off Mack Avenue. T tells the driver to stop. He's running inside his other aunt's house real quick. JB stays in the car. She's tired, doesn't feel like going in, doesn't want to sit on nobody's furniture. Classic JB, bougie about cleanliness. T disappears through the side door. Minutes. That's all it took. A figure walks up to the passenger side. Door gets yanked open. 8 shots ring out. All 8 hit JB. Side, arm, heart area. T hears the shots from inside the house. His cousin runs out, strapped. They bolt to the street expecting shooters, but the car is gone. No broken glass. Jobina, badly hurt, was rushed to the hospital, fighting for her life, phone in hand trying to call T. She never made it. Police find no shell casings, no witnesses stepping forward. Just a $2,500 reward flyer and a city asking, who would touch JB? Because everybody loved her. She wasn't in the streets. She was the good one holding everybody else up. So why her? And why did T step out of that car just minutes before the shots? Little does the world know, those 8 bullets were about to open a Pandora's box nobody saw coming.
One of Detroit's most popular rappers, but earlier this week, Jobina Brown was shot and killed on the city's east side. Tonight we're hearing from a local radio show host who worked with Brown. 7 Action News reporter Anu Prakash joins us live from the scene to tell us how Brown is being remembered and what police are saying. Anu.
Those who knew Brown say she was kind-hearted and a hard worker.
She was a sweetheart. She was a good person. She was the type of person that would look out for you, do whatever, she could to help you.
Bushman, host of The Bushman Show on 97.9 WJLB, first got to know Jobina Brown 3 years ago. He called her JB. She was the manager and aunt of Detroit rapper T. Grizzley. She also managed Detroit rapper Sada Baby. Sources say on Tuesday night around 9:30, the 41-year-old was sitting in a Chrysler 300 with 2 other men here on 3 Mile just off of Mack. Police say as one of the men got out of the car, she was shot and killed.
JB, I love you. I miss you, but I will never forget about you. You were a queen and you were awesome.
Bushman says he's been getting calls and comments on social media from people across the country, those who've gotten to know Brown and some who are fans of T. Grizzley. Bushman says Brown was a young woman who was committed and kind.
It was like her first time managing, but she grasped the knowledge of how to manage an artist and was running with it, and he's been very successful.
After hearing about her death, he shared this video of Brown.
The city mourned hard. Bushman from WJLB broke down on air, calling Jobina a queen. Radio stations played her old studio clips on loop. T dropped scriptures 2 weeks later, a gut-wrenching tribute. I would have shot him, left him in the street when the rain would smoke. But something felt off from the jump. T went silent on social media for 2 days straight. No posts, no stories. Then, on August 23, he finally shared a video of JB smiling in the back of a car, her last happy moment captured.
The $2,500 reward flyer went up that same week, Detroit PD begging for tips. And that's when the whispers began, not from blogs, from the hood barbershops and beauty salons. She wasn't really his aunt, that was his girl. She was pregnant. By him. He signed her as manager so nobody would ask questions. People laughed it off at first. Detroit protects its own. But the rumor kept growing legs, because when a case like this stays cold and the target T keeps saying they came for me in every interview, the streets start doing the talking for them.
Was she alive when did she die on the scene or the hospital?
I think that, no, she died at the hospital. She was still alive. She was still breathing and everything. She called me.
She called you?
While she was shot, she called me.
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying.
Oh.
She couldn't really form no words. You know what I'm saying? But, like, niggas was coming for me because they opened my door.
Okay.
And was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times, though.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from, but it ain't even matter where it came from. I felt like...
October 19, 2019. Less than 60 days after Jobina took those 8 bullets. Chicago PD rolls up on a stolen blue Nissan Versa parked in an alley behind 5920 South Comat. New York plates. Car was supposed to be returned to Hertz 2 months earlier. Same exact make, model, and interior layout as the Chrysler the night Jobina died. 2 people inside, Wu Thang, Jermaine Whedon, and a female. Soon as officers step out, Wu takes off running. Brief foot chase. He gets hemmed up against a squad car. As they slam him on the hood, a Glock 23 40 cal with a burned-off serial number slides out his left pants leg. Loaded, 12 rounds. Head stamp, SIG 40 S&W. Extended mag recovered from the passenger door. February 2020, Michigan State Lab calls Detroit homicide. Ballistics, 100% match. Every single bullet fragment pulled from Jobina's body came from that exact Glock. But here's where it gets strange. Wu Thang was already a 3-time felon. 2016, aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, 1 year. 2018, felon in possession, 42 months. On probation and a GPS tether the night Jobina was killed. Yet after the gun ties him to a Detroit murder, the feds hit him with one single interstate firearms count and then dismiss it in 2021 so the state can handle it. 5 years. 5 years this man sits in Cook County while the case crawls. Then, suddenly, 2025, they cut him loose on a $75,000 bond and pay $7,500 and walks. Why the sweetheart deal for a habitual offender holding a murder weapon? And why is one of T's groomsmen from the exact same Chicago block as Wu Thang? The streets already connected the dots. Everybody in Detroit smelled the setup from a mile away. Because the same week Wu Thang hits the street, Detroit police quietly repost the $2,500 reward flyer for information on Jobina's murder, as if the man holding the smoking gun isn't enough. And here's what sent the rumor mill into overdrive. One of T's wedding groomsmen, the same one who helped carry the casket at Jobina's funeral, grew up on the exact same Chicago block as Wu Thang. Same crew, same 600 tattoos. The math was doing itself in barbershops across the city. But nobody was ready for what happened when the actual trial finally started. July 14, 2025, opening statements hadn't even finished when the prosecutor asked T's other aunt, the one he went inside to visit that night, a single question on the stand. When the shots rang out, did Jobina ever tell you that T ran to the window to look? Her answer under oath, no, she never said that. 8 hours of testimony boiled down to one quiet sentence that made the whole courtroom go silent. Because if T was inside the house and never even looked out the window when 8 shots cracked off right outside, what does that tell you?
The night everything happened, man, can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever. And I'm going over my cousin's house, my older cousin. Mm-hmm. He was real close with my pops. Just like my pops' brother. Mm-hmm. And I always try to, you know what I'm saying, show him some love because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas you just can't. You just gotta move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to.
Right.
But I gotta move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right, can't nothing happen to me. So I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no, because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses.
Okay.
And stuff like that. The house wasn't even dirty, but to her, she just a clean, real clean person.
Okay.
It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff in there. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie, she about to open the door. I just hear a whole bunch of shots going off. You know what I'm saying? Behind me, I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, you know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time. My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
She was in the. So what was the vehicle? She was in the car, like
she was
driveway
in the car.
on the street.
She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on and to, if somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us. So once we got outside, once we got in the front where they was at, my driver.
Day 2 of testimony, July 15th, 2025. The prosecutor puts T's blood aunt back on the stand, same aunt whose house he walked into that night. Question comes, calm, almost casual. Ma'am, were you ever told that Jobina Brown was pregnant at the time of her death? The aunt freezes. The courtroom freezes. Gasps. Phones start buzzing under tables. The judge bangs the gavel for order. Then the prosecutor drops the follow-up. And did Jobina ever express fear that T wanted the pregnancy handled a certain way because of his career? Objection. Sustained. But the damage is already done. The state never called it rumor again. They called it motive. Because if JB really was carrying T's child, and she wasn't blood aunt, just an older woman from the family circle he put on payroll, everything changes. The management contract, the money she controlled, the secrets she could tell. Suddenly, 8 bullets don't look random anymore. They look like a cleanup. And when the prosecutor played T's own 2020 interview where he said, "I felt like everybody was a suspect, even people close," the jury leaned forward. Because now the question isn't who pulled the trigger, it's who paid for it.
Messed up and complicated, but he didn't testify. He was able to get out of it by Fifth Amendment. Does that mean that he backdoored his aunt? Not necessarily. Not really. It doesn't really mean it. You really can't draw any conclusions from it. That's exactly the reason they let you use it. Because you could say something that someone could think means one thing, and it's not evidence or proof.
By week 3 of trial, the picture the state is painting is ice cold. Jobina Brown, 41 years old, not blood aunt, not even cousin by marriage according to new witnesses, just an older woman from the family circle who became T's everything: manager, stylist, confidant, bank. And, the prosecutor says, pregnant with his child. Motive laid out plain. Career on fire in 2019, multi-million-dollar deals, clean image. A secret baby with the woman the world thinks is your aunt? That's career suicide. Worse, in Detroit, that's family disgrace. So when JB allegedly started pressing about going public, or keeping the baby, or money, or all three, the liability became too big. The state never says T pulled the trigger. They don't have to. They just show the jury the timeline. T steps out the car, 8 shots, door yanked open, execution style. T never looks out the window. Wu-Thang, connected through the groomsman, caught with the exact gun. Feds dismiss their slam dunk case so the state can handle it. 5 years of delays, then a sweetheart bond right before trial. Then the prosecutor plays the jail call. Wu-Thang's baby mama testify he told her on a recorded line, "They took care of me. I'm good when this over." The courtroom goes dead silent. Because in the streets, everybody knows what "took care of me" means. And when the judge asks if the defense wants to call T. Grizzley to testify, they rest without calling a single witness. Next, August 2025, the jury hangs 11-1 for guilty. Mistrial declared. Reward flyer goes back up the same day. And the feds quietly refile their old firearms case. the one they dismissed 5 years ago. Because sometimes the cleanup doesn't stay cleaned.
So here we are, November 2025. Wu Thang sits in federal custody facing life. The murder weapon is no longer just a gun. It's a murder-for-hire case. The same groomsman from 600 Brizo hasn't been seen at a tea show in years. The aunt on the stand already told the world T never looked out the window when 8 shots cracked. And the state of Michigan put on record, under oath, that Jobina Brown was pregnant by the same rapper who called her aunt on every song. Everything else is noise. The blogs can debate. The comments can argue. The streets can stay quiet out of loyalty. But one question hangs in the air like gun smoke that never cleared. Did Detroit's biggest comeback story end with him ordering the one person who built his career to be erased because she carried his secret? Some of you will say never. He's from the struggle. He'd never touch family. I'm not here to convict anybody in a YouTube video. I'm here to lay every document, every testimony, every timeline in front of you exactly how it came out. So now I need to hear from you. In the comments, no caps, no threats, just real talk. After everything you just heard, do you think T. Grizzly is innocent? Or is this the darkest cleanup Detroit has ever seen? Drop your city's perspective, your honest take. I read every single one. Like the video so this story reaches the people who still don't know. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. The second the feds move again, you'll hear it here first. Rest in peace, Jobina Brown. Whatever the truth is, light always finds its way. Until next time, remember, guard your circle fierce, but check your own shadow twice. Because the streets don't forget, and neither should you. Stay safe, stay wise, and thank you for joining us today. See you on another story from the Hidden Crime Network. Bye for now.